My uncle turned on the TV and he put Bruce Lee's film, Enter the Dragon. That moment I fall in love with Bruce Lee. I decided to put my hair same look like Bruce Lee. From that time, people say you look like Bruce Lee. I decided to start training in the basement and I made a body like Bruce Lee. So everyone said that, oh, even your bodies look like Bruce Lee. Our height and weight is the same. 171 Bruce Lee, 171. 63 kg Bruce Lee, I'm 63 kg as well. I keep this weight more than 7 years.
Hi, you're watching Lives Less Ordinary on the BBC World Service YouTube channel. I'm Asya Fuchs. My guest today was born Abbas Alizadeh, but is probably better known as the Afghan Bruce Lee. He went viral copying his hero's moves and his look in his home city of Kabul. One day, he was training in his parents' basement. The next, he was an internet sensation. But after the 2021 Taliban takeover of Afghanistan, his fame became a death sentence, and he risked everything to get his family out. Thank you for being here, Abbas.
Yes.
You grew up in Kabul, and you were one of 9 siblings. Tell me a little bit about what your house was like growing up.
It's amazing to have a big family like brothers, sister, and parents. That time we had no any internet, TV, and every Friday night we rent a TV and to watch the films. Yeah, life was going like this.
The Taliban took control of Kabul for the first time in 1996.
Yes,
What are your...
I remember.
You remember? What do you remember of
I
it?
remember that music was not allowed. Music, dance were not allowed. Acting was not allowed. Like singing was not allowed.
And you were 8 years old when American soldiers came to Kabul to topple the regime. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that. The first night, I remember that American soldier bombing the Taliban areas. So I heard the bomb sound. I was so scared, and I hugged my daddy tightly. That please, daddy, take care of me. I'm very scared of this sound. Yeah, I remember those days, was very tough days. It was very scary for me.
Yeah. It's also around this time when you see your first Bruce Lee film. Can you tell me about that?
Oh yeah, first time my uncle brought a TV. He rented a TV that time, and he put Bruce Lee's film, Enter the Dragon. That was my first time that I've watched Bruce Lee film on the TV. That moment, I fall in love with Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
with his acting, with his kung fu skills, with his character. So that time, I fall in love with Bruce Lee's film and Bruce Lee.
And how old were you when you started training martial arts?
I trained at the age of 13, but before I start in academy, I was training at home, like training with myself. I could do a lot of things with myself before I go to the gym.
So you were just teaching yourself?
Yes,
at the
so that's
beginning,
why
yeah.
I choose Kung Fu and it started very very seriously. After that, I trained it like for 4 years. So my father, he moved our house from this place to another place. So I couldn't able to go to the gym, and at the same time we were struggling financially, and I was not able to pay the fee. I decided to start training in the basement. So like I trained like 5-6 years in the basement, like every day. Like Monday, I was doing boxing. On Tuesday, I started kicks. On Wednesday, I kickboxing. And on Thursday, like bicep, triceps, chest. So those kind of training.
What did your parents think about, your obsession with training and with Bruce Lee?
My mom was scared. I remember she always saying that, please don't go gym. You hurt yourself. Maybe you fight. You're gonna break your nose, maybe eyes. My father supported me. Really, he really supported me mentally, financially.
When you were 18, a close friend and training partner of yours told you that you actually looked a lot like your hero,
my friend
Bruce
told
Lee.
me, yeah, first time.
Did that come out of nowhere? Were you like, what did you think when he said that? What was your reaction?
He told me that you look like Bruce Lee, but I said, no, I don't think so. He said, yeah, if you put your hair like Bruce Lee, you will look like Bruce Lee. So I decided to put my hair same look like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
So when I entered the park, everybody told me, look, Bruce Lee's coming. Bruce Lee's coming in the park. Yeah, from that time, people say you look like Bruce Lee.
So that was 10 years, about 10 years after you saw your first Bruce
10,
Lee
11
film.
years, yeah.
Yeah. And had you been
Oh, yeah.
thinking about Bruce Lee like that whole time that you were training? Was he always on your mind?
Yeah, he's still always in my mind, Bruce
Oh,
Lee. He's still in my
that's,
mind.
yeah.
I don't know, even when I'm going to my social media,
Yeah.
all the Bruce Lee fan pictures come to my
Yeah.
homepage.
Yeah. So, okay, your friend tells you look like Bruce Lee. You're like, okay, yeah, maybe. And then you start actively kind of trying to transform yourself to look, more and more like him. You get the haircuts. What else?
I train really hard. I train like 2 times a day, 6 days a week. I was working on my fitness ability, physical ability, really, really hard. I trained really, really hard. And I made a body like Bruce Lee. So everyone said that, oh, even your bodies look like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Even your size. Our height and weight is the same.
How tall are you and Bruce Lee?
171, Bruce Lee 171. 63 kg Bruce Lee, I'm 63 kg as well.
Okay.
I keep this weight more than 7 years.
Wow. You mentioned earlier that you were really impressed with Bruce Lee using nunchucks, right? And you taught yourself how to use them. Was that really challenging?
Oh, very, very challenging.
Did you have some accidents as well? I understand.
Yes, when I first learning nunchaku, I hit on my head the nunchaku, and I was like for 5 minutes I could like I was not well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you knock yourself out?
Yeah, I just put nunchaku on my head.
Yeah,
The nunchaku was from wood.
Yeah.
That was very tough.
It's also at that time that you're starting to get some of this professional success. You got that gold medal in Kung Fu, you got the bronze in gymnastics. How was your father reacting to your success?
Oh, he was so happy for me. He really likes me to improve every day, to get success. He was crying like for my success. On December 2014, when I get international fame, every time I was on the news on the local TVs of Afghanistan, my father was sitting on the bed like this and he watched TV like that and he was crying. And he was so happy for me.
It's in 2014 as well that your friend uploads a photo of you to Facebook, and you're flexing like Bruce Lee, and it's
Yes.
old dragon, new dragon. So what happened after that? What happened next?
After they upload my photo went viral around the world. I received a call from BBC, and BBC told me, "Are you Abbas Alizada, the Afghan Bruce Lee, the Bruce Lee lookalike?" I said, "Yes." BBC came to my house. The next day, CNN came, and the next day, Discovery Channel came, and by every like 2 months I was busy with medias, like all around the world. They came to my house. They made a documentary on me. I was like, what happened every day? I'm with medias every day. Oh my god. Like 2 months I was
Yeah.
busy with medias.
Was it fun?
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the rest of your family? All of your siblings?
They were all happy. They were all happy for me.
Yeah.
They couldn't believe, they couldn't imagine that I got a big success. People know me, all around the world knows me, so it's like a honor.
Sadly, your father, he died in 2015. And so, yeah, even as you were grieving, your career was taking off. Yeah, you were starring in films and commercials, traveling out of the country, on planes for the first time. What was it like to get all of this attention?
Oh, the first time the first country I traveled to Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
It was my first travel out of Afghanistan. I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe that I'm going to Azerbaijan for a film contract.
What sorts of films were they? Action films?
It's a action comedy film,
Okay.
but I played Bruce Lee's film on that.
This newfound fame, it had its perks, some, travel films, but it also brought risks. What was it like for you in Kabul as a well-known face?
For me, as a public figure in Afghanistan, it's not easy. You have to keep yourself. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your friends, family. It's not easy because a lot of kidnappers over there, a lot of bad people over there. I was covering my face. I was not going out a lot of time. I was covering my face when I go out. and I had no connection with anybody's. Like, I was hide at home all the time, just train,
Hiding at home.
hiding at home, training, going to
Yeah.
the gym, come back home, studying some books. That's it.
Why do you think you were in danger? Like, why were you at risk? For people who don't.
The reason I was in danger that I'm a Hazara, because Hazara people suffering a lot in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
They face it with many uh,
Discrimination?
discrimination. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. And another reason I was a very well-known person in Afghanistan. If you have money or success or fame, they're gonna kidnap you and ask you for money. It's natural in Afghanistan.
So, despite sort of the dangers and the risks over the next few years, you continue to build your career, flying all over the Middle East and Asia, to shoot films, to shoot commercials. And along the way, you meet your partner, the woman who would become your wife. Is she also a martial artist?
She did karate.
Do you train together?
After we got married, yes, we
Yeah.
trained together all the time.
So you and Hina got married in 2019, and you have your first son in 2020, and now to fast forward another year to 2021, and you just have your second son.
Yeah.
15 days later, 15 days after his birth, you're in the passport office in Kabul. You're in line to apply for a passport for your newborn. Can you tell me about that day?
It was 15th of August. It was 9 a.m. I decided to go to the passport office to get a passport for my younger son. And suddenly everybody was escaping from the passport office, running away. I said, what's happening? What's going on here? Um, they said that, the Taliban just entered the Kabul. So everybody was escaping, and I escaped too. I took my motorcycle and I came to home, and I was just stuck in Afghanistan. All my friends called me, "You have to go out, Abbas. You have to go out from Kabul. You have to go out from Afghanistan." I received many calls from friends around the world.
Did you immediately realize that you would be in danger under the new regime?
Yes, yes, I know it before. Yeah, I know. Yeah, because in the provinces of Afghanistan, they took the singer, they arrest the singers, they arrest the actor, actresses. So yeah, I was thinking it's dangerous time for me and my family. And I was thinking I don't know how to protect myself and family.
Did you consider trying to get on one of the planes that were flying out of Kabul in those
To
chaotic
be
days?
honest, yeah, I've tried. I've tried.
Yeah.
I went to the Kabul airport
Mm-hmm.
if I could success to get a plane. But that time the Taliban was firing because like 10,000 people came to the airport. They wanted to escape, and at the same time the gate was closed, and the Taliban was just firing with guns to get the people get away from the gates. Kids were scaring my
So
wife.
they were with you at that
Yeah,
time
yeah, my
because you were
wife.
trying to.
Yeah, my wife is scared. She said, "I don't want to go by plane here."
A few days after the Taliban takes control of Kabul, they come looking for you.
Yeah.
What happens?
Oh, they came to my house and they couldn't catch me. So I escaped from the parking area. I left that house immediately.
And Abbas, what was going through your mind as you were escaping?
I was full of stress. I really couldn't decide what to do. The only thing in my mind was how to protect myself and kids.
You managed to get to safety, and what do you and your family decide to do next?
As soon as I took the passport for my son, I went to Pakistan.
In the meantime, you had applied for asylum to the UK, so you were waiting for the outcome of that asylum application. Can you tell me about the moment that you find out that it's been accepted?
On 22 August 2022, I heard from my sponsors that you are accepted by the UK immigration. I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe till I went to the interview. That time I believed that I'm going to UK.
You land in the UK, November 2022. Um, what are you feeling when you step off that plane with your family?
We were happy.
Yeah.
We were happy, and I said to my wife, "Now we have freedom."
And how has it been, rebuilding your lives here? You've got two little
It's
kids who are now starting school.
living as an immigrant is not easy. For first days, it was not easy for me and for my family living in the UK. Especially the weather in Manchester was always raining, raining,
Yeah,
raining,
not great.
and I was getting stressed again. But now, I mean, the raining is part of our life.
Yeah, you just accept it. What can you
Yeah,
do? And you started training again after a year of a break, and you know what? Did you say 5 extra kilos? You're back to Bruce Lee's weight of 63
yeah.
kilos. Is it, how did you feel stepping back into a gym again?
Uh, uh, when I start the gym, I was a bit lazy, you know. I was feeling
Mm,
lazy.
yeah.
But later on, I found my old discipline and to do everyday training. So I just started like that, you know.
You know, when you think back, you know, that you watched this one Bruce Lee film when you were 8 years old, and it completely changed the course of your life. You know, it made you famous, but that fame also brought danger, and you know, eventually it took you from your homeland. How do you kind of process all of that now, like everything that happened in your life because of Bruce Lee?
In my mind, I'm thinking that it's just a film, just a film story.
Yeah.
They started and finished and began and it's finished. But of course, it's not finished and life is still going on. So when I go back through my life, thinking, sometimes I feel sad. Sometimes I feel very happy. I grew up in in a poor family, you know. That I was the one who was always struggling with financially. I couldn't afford the fee of the gym, so these kind of things. But I'm happy now, you know. I achieve all my dreams, and it's not finished, you know. It's not done. I'm the middle of my life. I'm just 31 years old, so I have a, I have a big dreams, and uh, uh, I have a future that's waiting for me. You know, I'm still in the middle of my journey. It's not finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, I hear you.
I don't want to die like Bruce Lee at very like 32, 31. I don't want
Yeah.
to die. I have a lot of dreams.
Yeah. You know, is there anything sort of about Bruce Lee, you know, not just as a martial artist, but even a philosopher that sort of
Yeah,
kept you
yeah,
going?
I admire Bruce Lee. Not like he's a martial artist. He's a philosopher as well. You know,
And is there any line or anything
he's
he
a
said
lot.
in
He
particular that got you through some of the tough times?
Yeah, I studied a lot of his quotes, especially that one, be formless and shapeless, like water. If you put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. So now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Abbas, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I'm Asya Fuchs, and thank you for watching. You can find more episodes of Lives Less Ordinary on the BBC World Service YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we love to hear from you, so leave your comments below. Thanks, and take care.